like just have a conversation with them as you would with any other person. And like when you have a crush on someone, it's so easy to like overhype the situation in your head. There wasn't that initial click with my flatmates. I did use that tip quite a bit in first year, and I literally tried and tested it like an hour ago and it works, so I have to throw it into today's video. Hello everyone, it's Derin here. Oh my god, my voice sounds really bad. Oh my gosh. Hi everyone, it's Derin here and welcome to today's video. Before getting started, for anyone that's new, I'd just like to say that this isn't what my usual voice sounds like. In case you couldn't tell, yes, I'm sick. But am I gonna let that stop me filming today's video? The answer to that is no. So yeah, as you can see with the title, today's video is going to be a university life hacks video, which I'm so excited to be filming. And in particular, this video is going to focus on like the social aspects of university, such as making new friends, meeting new people, and of course dating. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into all of those topics for today's video. And what's even more exciting is that today's video is actually in partnership with Bumble, who I'm so excited to be working with on today's video. I'm sure most of you guys have already heard about Bumble, but for anyone who hasn't, Bumble is an incredible social and dating app which you can use to connect and meet with new people. They of course have the dating function which you can use, but they also have a BFF mode as well as a business mode, which is really cool. So you can also use the app to find new friends and network. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what Bumble is. And in today's video, I'm going to be going into it in a lot more detail and kind of share all of the cool features that they have and how you can really utilize the app as university students. And then yeah, on top of that, I'm going to be sharing my top tips on how to socialize at university and make new friends, meet new people, date, all of that jazz. So yeah, if you guys are looking forward to today's video, I'd love if you could let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump straight into today's video. So yeah, it's fair to say that it's gotten to that time of the year where you're kind of just a bit like, because Freshers Week is obviously over, social activities are starting to slowly lessen, responsibilities at university are slowly beginning to increase, and then before you know it, we have end of year exams, and then you're like, first term is pretty much over. So yeah, I definitely encourage you guys to make the most of this period and seize as many opportunities as possible to make new friends and connections before exam season starts, and we're not quite drowning in university deadlines and work just yet. So yeah, whether or not you found your group of friends, or you've started talking to a specific person, or perhaps you're thinking that you haven't found your friends yet and that it's perhaps too late to meet new people, whatever it may be, don't allow yourself to get too caught up in that, because there are literally so many different opportunities for you to continue meeting new people. And one of the ways to do this is by using Bumble, which is my first life hack for today's video. So yeah, as I mentioned at the start of this video, Bumble is an incredible app which you can use to meet new people, connect with people, whether or not that's for dating purposes, finding new friends, or for business purposes. But what I really want to emphasize is how beneficial Bumble can be to you guys as university students watching this video. For example, if you're using Bumble in your halls of residence, you can easily connect and find people who similarly live in your halls, or whether or not you're on campus and want to meet new people in the area, again, you can use Bumble in that way. It's just such a great way of broadening I can't say that word, broadening your circle and connecting with people that perhaps you wouldn't have been able to connect or meet with otherwise, which I think is really cool. And when I'm on Bumble myself, I'm literally finding people that live in my building, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now we have a way to connect. So then in terms of using the app yourself, basically choose which mode you want to go on. But yeah, regardless of which mode you're using, how you use the app remains the exact same. If you're interested in someone, you swipe right, and if you're not interested in someone, you swipe left. It's as easy as that. Just realized my hands were going in the opposite direction because like it was reflected. But yeah, you basically swipe right for someone that you're interested in and left for someone that you're not interested in. What I also really like about Bumble is that they have two really cool features, the Spotlight feature and the Super Swipe feature. So what the Spotlight feature does is that it shuffles your profile so that you're at the top, meaning that you'll be seen by more people instantly. So obviously increase your chances of people matching with you, etc. But what I love about this feature is that like no one knows that you've used it. You just magically appear at the top. So it's honestly such a sick little feature that Bumble have. Then what the Super Swipe feature on Bumble does is confidently let you tell a potential match that you're really interested in them. And this is really good because it means when that person comes across your profile when they're swiping, they know that you're actually really interested in them. And so if you are that other person, knowing that someone is really interested in you can be quite reassuring, give you the confidence to like match with them and see where things go. So yeah, if any of you guys choose to use Bumble, then I definitely encourage making the most out of those features. And if you use the link in my description box, then it actually gives you 2 free Bumble coins to activate these features and, you know, get yourself connecting with all these new people. So yeah, I couldn't recommend Bumble enough, especially to like first first year Derin, because what I think is really cool about Bumble and why I personally really love the app is because you actually make the first move. So yeah, when you're swiping, if you swiped right on a person you're interested in and they have also swiped right on you, then it will come up saying that it's a match, and then you have to make the first move and you have 24 hours to do this, which I think is cool because it kind of puts you on edge a bit and is like, okay, I've got to seize this moment and just make the move, you know? So especially for someone like myself who can sometimes be a bit introverted, I like that you have to make the first move and be bold. So yeah, getting into that mindset of making the first move, definitely for like the dating aspect, would have honestly helped me a lot, and I'm sure will help a lot of you guys who are similar to first year Derin. So yeah, definitely check out Bumble. I'll have the link in the description box down below. Moving on to my next life hack. This is something which I only kind of realized the importance of towards the latter part of my first year at university. As obvious as this sounds, this tip is to make the most of the friendships that you form with your flatmates and your classmates. Now, I don't know why it took such a long time for me to like realize, but yeah, like just try and make friends with your flatmates and your course mates, because you literally see those people every single day, so like why not be friends with them? That being said, I know that it's obviously easier said than done. For me personally, there wasn't that initial click with my flatmates, so I just never thought that like a proper friendship was even going to be an option. But just be open-minded. Maybe upon face value you guys seem like you'd be very, very different people, but when you dig a bit deeper you might find out that you have the same interests or the same music tastes, and then yeah, a friendship or even relationship can blossom from there. And also what's great about this life hack is that obviously with your flatmates, like you live with them, so for you to get to know them a bit more isn't like a crazy idea. Like you can literally just go into the kitchen and have a conversation, and it's as easy as that. And the same with your course mates. Obviously if you're at university together, you seeing them in the canteen or like you sitting next to them in class, like is a very easy way for you to get to know them more. So yeah, there's like no difficulties or barriers in that sense. So I definitely encourage you guys to for sure try and get to know them a bit more and see if any friendships or anything else can blossom from there. Major life hack. My next life hack for today's video is something which I've mentioned in not one, not two, maybe this is the third time actually, but I've said it quite a lot on my channel because a lot of people underestimate it, and I literally tried and tested it like an hour ago and it works, so I have to throw it into today's video, and that is meeting new people in the lift. It's unmatched, guys. What I noticed is that a lot of my friends I met literally like in the lift in my university halls of residence, because when you're in a lift with someone, like it's just you and that person, and there's always just an awkward silence, so why not just break it and see what conversation comes from it? So whether or not you're at your university halls of residence or you're actually at university, next time you're in the lift with someone, just say hey and see what happens. Like I kid you not, as soon as like that first hey is said, the tension in the lift just breaks down and you just have like a nice chat. Even if nothing develops from it, it means that you've had like a nice chat with someone. But what I personally found is that something usually does develop from it, and they ask for my Instagram or invite me to an event happening that night or whatever it may be, and yeah, you make a new friend that way. So yeah, on that note, the next life hack that I want to talk about is kind of linked to what I've just said, and is about how you can kind of further that initial interaction into actually doing something with that person. And so what I found over the last 2 years at university is that coffee dates your best friend. Now hear me out, I know that initiating a coffee date with someone sounds like the most middle-aged thing you've ever heard, but I can guarantee coffee dates are such a great way to like go out with someone for the first time, and I'll tell you why, guys. I'll tell you why. Number one, coffee dates don't ever usually go over an hour, so like you don't really have to commit to much. So if you find out in like the first half an hour that you and that person don't really gel, or you're not really interested, whatever, then like you've only got like half an hour left. And the second reason why is that it's just super chill. If this person you're meeting up with is in your halls, you can go to like the nearby coffee shop near you, or if it's by your university, you can go to a coffee shop next to your campus, and it's super easy. There's no like complications in like the location of where you're going. You can just do something super convenient for the both of you guys, obviously very cheap, and yeah, you can just get to know someone whilst drinking a coffee. This tip is also very beneficial to use on Bumble, because if you're ever stuck on like first date ideas or where you and your new friend should go, then you can easily just suggest a coffee date. Such a simple idea but undefeated, so yeah, definitely recommend this. Okay, so I feel like I've done a lot of talking about meeting new friends. This title also has dating involved, so let's talk about dating a bit more. For someone who's just after like how to get with that cute guy in your halls or a pretty girl in your class, whoever it may be, I'd say that one of the best life hacks that I found for dating is is just to be super casual when approaching them. I find like when you have a crush on someone, it's so easy to like overhype the situation in your head to the point where you won't even like start a conversation with them because you're scared of like being rejected or whatever. But in his or her mind, they wouldn't even see it like that because they don't know what's going on in your mind. Do you get what I mean? But I'd say if you're interested in someone, if there is a suitable and natural situation for you to have a conversation with that person, like if you're in the lift together or if you're at the same event, like just have a conversation with them as you would with any other person. See what comes from that. The more you kind of overhype it in your head, the less likely you are to even ever interact with that person. You're also probably going to act really awkward and really weird around them, which is like not what you want. So just be super chill, and then yeah, from there just go with it and see what blossoms. What I do have to say is that if you are already feeling vibes from that person, that they're interested in you as well. I'm not saying to do this, I'm just putting it out there as a potential option. What you can do, if you have mutual friends, then like you can kind of put it out there really subtly that like, oh, like Derin's kind of interested in Toby. This is all random. And then see what kind of happens from that. Because if that other person is interested in you, then it can make things a lot easier, and it means that like they might even come up to you and just everything is easier because you're both on the same page. It's kind of like the super swipe function. Like you know that the other person's already interested in you, so like it can just easily go on well. I did use that tip quite a bit in first year, but that being said, only do that if you're really quite confident or you've heard things already that that other person's interested in you, just so that you're not like misreading a situation. You know how it gets. So yeah, on a serious note, if you're feeling the vibes, like just go for it. What do you really have to lose? We move. And so yeah, on that note, I feel like this actually links in really well with my final life hack for today's video, which is confidence. Because having confidence throughout all of these life hacks which I've suggested in today's video really does go a long way. And as I've said, like if you're to get rejected or anything like that, like it doesn't really matter, because a person not being interested in you doesn't make you any less beautiful or anything like that, you know, like it's just not meant to be. Just believe in yourself, and I promise you, like over time, confidence really does grow throughout everything that you do, especially at university as you're growing and as you're maturing. But yeah, those are all of my life hacks for today's video, focused on the social life at university. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I honestly really loved filming it, because one thing that I really take pride in on my channel is the fact that I don't like to just focus on academic based university content, because there's so much more to university than like what you're actually studying. The whole experience and the social aspect and the people that you meet is genuinely such a valuable thing about uni. And so yeah, I hope that today's video has helped you guys with that and giving you some tips on how you can better navigate your way through the social life at university. Once again, I want to say a massive thank you to Bumble for working with me on this. I honestly love the app so much and couldn't recommend it to you guys enough. And yeah, that is all from me for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye. Also, I promise not to sound like this.